G'day folks, and welcome back to the channel to part number 13 of my Lightning Deceiver playthrough with Dave the Deceiver. Now, in between episodes, I went ahead and I got myself a new Ugdenbog Waistguard, and there was a few other minor changes. I think I got the Legion Greaves in between episodes as well. This is from the Black Legion, so let's just jump over there and I'll show where it is. And the belt was from farming, not Caraxes, it was the Naxxon Shade in the mine near Barrowhome. So I did say I would do that in between the previous two episodes, and then I didn't do it. So I'm doing it now. The Legion Greaves are kind of here. These are pretty much the same, 2% more elemental in exchange for 1% less physical. Okay, I'm not going to swap that. You could also take a look at some of the other stuff. You know, maybe you need some shoulders. These ones are not the correct damage type, but a pile of health, some physical resistance, and Aether Res is not horrible. And same deal for these ones. Damage types are wrong, but a pile of health and 2 good resistances, pretty good. Also +2 to Doombolt when that's where I'm kind of heading next, is pretty good. The other thing I changed was, I believe I swapped the component out on the shoulder for a Silk Swatch to fix my bleeding resistance. And I actually put 2 points from level up into Steel Resolve here. Needed the extra, I think it was an Aether at the time. Needed some sort of extra resistance. Maybe it was Chaos, I forget. But I wanted to make sure resistances, so I put 2 points there. Now the belt I'm using is Rime Frost because it comes with Aether resistance. Ugdenbog Waistguard because +1 to all skills in Inquisitor. And of attack because that's kind of just what rolled. I was looking for a belt with Aether resistance. As it turns out, probably should have gone with one with Chaos Res, but none of these are particularly amazing. Probably, probably this one is probably the best of the lot. Mostly I'm looking for resistances, and this clearly has more than other options, so that would probably be the best one overall. At the time, though, I wanted Aether resistance because of reasons. I think 53% over is probably enough. So I should probably swap one of those Aether Souls for a Black Tallow. However, we are in the city of Aether, where there is basically no chaos damage unless you roll a hero that does chaos damage. But there's a lot of ethereals, and so the Aether Soul there, 6% less damage from ethereals, seems pretty good to me. The other thing I did is I went and killed the Ghost Bro, whose name escapes me again, and this dropped. Now, I'm tempted to put this on because +2 to Inquisitor Seal would be really nice. I would almost be maxed out on Inquisitor Seal then. I would effectively be invincible while standing in the Inquisitor Seal. So this would be quite good. However, I'm not really worried about the damage coming in at the moment. I'm more worried about the damage going out. And Elemental Seal there as a proc hits for 331 lightning damage, 331 fire, 331 cold. Whereas the Sky Fragment hits for 100 or 1,800 lightning damage. Actually, having said that, where is lightning damage? 700%, so times 8. So actually, that's going to be similar. I think I will still up that in, actually. I talked myself into it. I wasn't going to use it, and if I just look at it here, yeah, it's up to 960 now, whereas if I take it off, it's back down to... Hang on a sec, how does that work? It gained damage when I took it off. I'm going to give it a shot. We'll see how it goes. I am going to hang on to this just in case it's no good. Honestly, though, I don't really expect to notice it, but I do expect the Sky Fragment to be slightly better. I think I'm willing to make the trade for a +2 to Inquisitor Seal, but I am going to hang on to that. Actually, no, I'm not. I've talked myself out of it. I don't think I'm going to notice the difference, and I can just farm another one anyway. This is fairly likely to come with lightning affixes. So, Raincaller Powder from Homestead. Let's go ahead and jump over to Homestead, if I can talk properly. and get another Raincaller powder, and then it's time to purge the city of Malmouth. Homestead dude is up the top here. Did I talk to... Yeah, I did talk to Dela. Good, good. This one. Okay, so it was Raincaller in the Honored section. There we go. We get a little bit of extra damage and some OA. Okay, we'll see how the Elemental Seal proc goes. I do really like that proc early on for pretty much any character, so we'll see if it holds up. Elemental damage, obviously, is split equally 3 ways between the 3 different elemental types, so we will see. We'll see if it is beneficial. I definitely want to go around here and grab the note. The note to Amy Brainock, whoever that happens to be. You can see the Elemental Seal is already out there. That will actually trigger just from standing near things as well. There it is on the floor. That is damage to enemies, that is not invincibility circle. There we go, the green one is the invincibility circle. Having said that, kind of not needed here. So let's just push through all of this stuff. Is that all dying? Yeah, it's pretty much all dying to Word of Pain. It's all dying to Word of Pain, which is kind of good. It's what I want. Alright, let's throw a curse on old mate here, and we'll give him the old lightning box. Chuck another one over there. Eastern Gloves, I'm pretty sure this is the second piece of that set I've had drop. If I was playing an Arcanist, I would be very, very happy. Obviously I'm not though, so I kind of don't care. Alright, this little section here can be a little bit rippy. So you do have to, well, you do want to set up the Inquisitor's Seal, but didn't seem too bad this time. Granted, this is, I mean, it's veteran, but it's still basically normal difficulty, so this is still kind of the tutorial. Alright, we'll push through here. Definitely want to be getting my hands on this 8th crystal. Or 8th shard in this case, actually. I got lucky there. And we can throw some more lightning out. Everybody gets some lightning. And it's not that one, it's the next one. I do want to talk to Old Mate in here, and his wife? I'm actually not sure if he's the wife, or if she's the wife. Anyway, she's going to go into the rift, and Richter is going to opt to die in the street and give us his life's treasures or whatever. It's an exalted chest. We can shove him into a magical portal that'll get him to safety, but he doesn't want to. Because reasons. I'm not sure why. Okay, this is probably the most dangerous part of the city right here. This corner just here. And one day, I'm going to say that, and Haraxis is actually going to be here. So actually, this is not dangerous at all. However, you can have mages come pouring out of this building. You can have a bunch of trash come up the street behind you. You can have... is it Haraxis? One of the named Aether Weavers, anyway, can live here with a whole bunch of his friends. Then you get all the stuff because there's a quest here. And then this stuff here, if you happen to run far enough up the road, this stuff will all come pouring out as well. So, can be quite rippy here. Definitely an ultimate, it's more rippy. As an Aether Cluster, lovely. What's his name? He's probably right here. He's not here. Okay, I won't have to deal with him for a while then, unless he is right in front of this doorway. Which is definitely possible. Alright, let's throw some lightning boxes out. Get all of these dead. Now, one really good thing about killing all these heroes is my Black Legion reputation. Where is it? Black Legion, still respected, but I believe this was 1500 at the end of last episode, so by the time we are done with Malmouth, we should have Honored with Black Legion, and we should be able to get access to the weapon we want. Maybe. It may be Revered needed, but anyway, we'll go and do their next quest. And fingers crossed it is the one I'm thinking it is. Alright, Belt of Mending. Ordinarily, this would be a really good belt. If only it was an Ugdenbog Waist Guard and not an Imperial belt, because those affixes would be quite welcome. How's our regen doing? Health regen, actually pretty low. This is the entry to the Black Iron Docks as well, which if we get enough reputation, we will absolutely be doing, because it's a fairly easy fight, good for reputation. Yeah, good for reputation, decent chance for some loot as well, so absolutely be doing that if I get the chance. Now there is some hidden loot here if you go around behind the wall and under this little doorway. We've got these two. Dust Brawler's shoulder guards, obviously not for us. However, +2 to Inquisitor's Seal. That would give me a free skill point because I would be overcapped. And basically, yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm already effectively immortal when I'm standing in the Inquisitor's Seal. I mean, I'm not standing in the Inquisitor's Seal and they're barely hurting me. So that's doing alright. Okay, I do want to head down this way. I'm probably not going to blow the dynamite. How much dynamite do I have? I've got 12. I should blow the dynamite. I'm going to do it, and then I'll never use it. If I don't do it, though, I am going to want to run through here at some point, and it'll be blocked off. So we're going to go into the lighthouse here. And Haraxis, who I was talking about earlier, has a friend in here. But more importantly, there is a devotion shrine in here, which is kind of why I'm here. I do need some more devotion points, and this is a place to get them. Where is old mate? Where is he? I think he's going to be right up here in this corner. That's fine. We'll just do the devotion shrine. Let's go ahead and pop that. This is an incredibly weak devotion shrine. Didn't even get a single hero. Okay, Shadowstalker belt. No. Mage Storm is a very nice prefix. Depending on which weapon you get it on, you'll actually get you'll get +2 to, I think it's on the offhand, you get +2 to Lightning Box or Storm Box. So that would be quite welcome. Alright, so we've got another level. Definitely tempted to put some more points in Steel Resolve, but I think for now, we'll just keep pushing this up. Also, fairly tempted, actually, I'm going to bring Curse of Frailty up to 5 points, just for the area of effect. It's hard to show it, but it's more of a feel thing. You will definitely feel like the area has been improved. And I shouldn't be doing this outside of town, but you know what, I'm going to do it anyway. We have completed the Behemoth, or the Behemoth, and then the next step we have is Crossroads Green, so up here, that one, and then Crossroads Red as well, apparently. Then we're going Altos, up this right side here, and then Korvac, which allegedly we will have according to the plan. It's not looking like it, though. Altos isn't going to give me anything. I do need 1 red, 1 green. That'll get me Altos. And then allegedly after that, I will have the green, I will not have the blue. So I've missed a blue thing here somewhere. Alright, I'll worry about that in between episodes. I'm not 100% sold on the Korvac thing anyway. I do like my my spear. There he is. Flesh Shaper Hinesius. That's the guy I was talking about. Yeah, I definitely do like the Spear of Heavens. But we'll see how Korvac goes. It comes very well recommended, let's put it that way. Alright, so wasn't really here to kill him, but, you know, I'll take it. Definitely was here for the devotion point. And Behemoth is now complete, so onwards and upwards. I have to go back for the cluster. Now, there's a few things to do just here. We have Hiram in there, who we want to have back at our town. And then there's another couple of groups of people. These are really not well hidden people. I kind of don't trust them. I mean, how many days ago was it that the city fell? It's got to have been at least a day or two for me to, you know, liberate Devil's Crossing from Warden Krieg, walk up the coast, get all that sorted out, wade my way through the swamp. It's a couple days at least, surely. And they've just been, what, hanging out a couple of feet away from all the monsters, all the ethereals in Malmouth. Just kind of chilling on the other side of a single wall that's broken down with smashed windows. Uh-huh. Alright, so I did drop a rift back there. This is my preferred way of doing it. It doesn't really save a huge amount of time, but it's going to save more than no time. Here we go. Ethereal Sentinel. Give me another cluster. Alright, I'll take a shard. Let's blow the gates. We'll go in and grab this rift gate. We can also talk to Olgrim. And Turtle Shell rank up. Love to see that. Now, instead of walking back like a pleb, I'm going to take my rift back. And then we're going to head up here. 8th crystal, because you can never have enough 8th crystals. There is also an exalted stash right here. Along with apparently another piece of loot. We've got the Wraith Knight pauldrons, which are not great. Cold and Vitality from memory. Yeah, that is a good chunk of Aether resistance. And, I mean, the Soul Well is not horrible, but no, we'll be passing on that. Can we pick the book up, please? I do need to get through this building because of the other group of people hiding 3 feet away from certain doom, which are just these guys right here. So we'll definitely need to be picking them up, send them back to town. It's another set of merchants and such to deal with, which is definitely good. Where are you? You there. I can get you to safety. As if you need it. Hiding here among the enemy. Okay, let's put my paranoia back in the box and we'll go talk to some people. Alright. What do we get out of that? Ethereal mutagen, probably some other stuff too. Honestly, I don't actually know what the benefits of that was. And it doesn't really matter. None of it is important. Let's put it that way. And I'm going to vendor all this, and then we will head out to 222 Steel Cap. No, we're in the Steel Cap. Crown Hill. Crown Hill? Crown Hill. Yes. Alright, Crown Hill. So we've got the 3 vents to kill, we've got a devotion shrine, we've got a treasure trove. It's all kinds of fun stuff out here. We've got Valexteria, who has a cool name. Excellent. Pick up the Aether Shard, throw another box at these guys. And everybody's dead. Lovely. Let's go into the building. This particular set of stairs, because I've chosen to mention them, and I was going to say they usually end up glitching me out, and I have to try and figure out how stairs work again. Because I chose to say that, they've just decided to work perfectly this time. But that's alright, they'll get me next time. We are definitely heading out here. Checking here for the totem. It's not there this time, which is, yeah, it's kind of fine. It's entirely possible that I just walk straight past the totem as well at some point. Because if it's on the wrong side of the certain wall, then potentially it could take a very long time to get there. This is what I was actually here for. I do want to kind of poke my head out this way a little bit. Just seeing if I could see a totem there. I can't. If it is in that spot that I was trying to test for, then it's probably not going to get clicked on this time. Which, you know, I'm okay with that. Alright, throwing out the lightning. These guys are they're amazing targets for the lightning box. They got a lot of health, decent area because it's a big model. It's just good. There's my totem. Okay, cool, so I will get to do it. Definitely worth it to try and skip a lot of this stuff. No, I mean, it's worth killing it as well, I guess. Lots of scepters, ritual scepters from these guys. The mages drop them fairly regularly. Not that we really want any of this stuff, but that's fine. Alright, so we've got a desecrated shrine, and then we're going to have a totem to do. We're also going to have to deal with Valexteria, who is likely going to be annoyed by this. So I'm watching for meteors to come down from above. If she's annoyed by my spells being flung all over the place, she'll come out and throw meteors at me. Doesn't look like she was activated yet, which is good. Come and push all the buttons at her. Now, she is going to die pretty quickly, but you'll hopefully see the sunder. There it is. That meteor. If you're standing in the right spot, you can actually get that meteor to hit the roof here, or the wall, and it'll just never hit you. It'd be great if I could have shown that, but yeah. Turns out she just wanted to die. Okay, Valexteria. I'm pretty sure these are definitely her robes, because they've got her name on them. Aether converted to lightning. Kind of so-so, but the rest of that is not horrible. Mage Storm as a prefix is usually pretty good. Readiness is OA and DA. So these are not bad. Unfortunately, they don't come with 15% physical resistance, so they're not going to be worn. Alright, another devotion point here. Something of Squalls there, which I want to check out. Probably won't end up using it. Where did it go? Was it a belt? Arrow is. Vigorous of Squalls would also be okay for the Ugdenbog Wasteguard. The lightning damage proc there is not amazing, but it is pretty good. I definitely want the +1 though. And we were going with green and... what was it? Red and green. So green is offensive, red is health. I'll take the health for now. Just had a feeling I had an extra point there. Alright, and we'll start throwing storm boxes on people. Krieg's Cleaver. Alzun's Pyroclasm. Now, there is a +1 to Inquisitor Skills relic, which I'm going to be doing a little bit of farming before I leave normal, just so as I can get that. However, it is going to need... where are we? Malmouth Resistance. I think it's honored, but it may actually be revered. I definitely want to get my hands on it, though. It is the easiest +1 to Inquisitor Skills relic to get. That would give me, I believe, a maxed out Inquisitor Seal. But it is going to take a little bit of bounty farming to get it. Specifically, I'm going to try and get the bounty for Tor Exterior. And then I'm going to farm this place. So you can come out here, go through this section, kill off a whole bunch of these guys. You can do like a big loop, which works really well for farming reputation. And since I'm pretty much already done Forgotten Gods, I may not even do the rest of Forgotten Gods, honestly. I may just farm up a new set of Monster and Frequents and just jump straight into Ultimate. Alright, slay the Guardians. Yeah, alright, we're in. We're in. It's time. Now, before you head in here, you can rift out once you're in, but you're probably going to want to check your stats. Speaking of stats, let's go take Physique up to probably 40. Resistance-wise, it should be relatively doable to have everything at 80%. However, if you have to have some resistances that aren't maxed, I'd probably go Vitality and Chaos as the ones to kind of maybe ignore a little bit. The boss in here is going to be doing a lot of Aether and Lightning damage, and there's going to be little bits of pretty much everything that isn't Chaos, and probably Vitality as well. But, like I said, you should be in a position to have all of your resistances maxed out here. Decent armor value, 90% plus armor absorption, so at least one scaled hide. And a source of life sustain that isn't the healing potion. If you're relying on the tonic of mending to keep yourself alive, you've got problems. Tonic of mending is definitely a panic button. Should not be used as your main line of defense. I mean, I guess if you want to, knock yourself out, or wait 5 minutes and the monsters will do it for you. Alright, Black Legion. Lovely. Love to see that. How are we doing for Black Legion, actually? Very, very close to Honored. We will definitely be Honored with Black Legion before we fight Theoden. Let's just grab the Inquisitor Seal. There's a level up. Love to see those. Bring that up to 5. That doesn't actually make it any stronger for this build. It just increases the area so I can curse larger portions of the screen. And I guess while we're here, let's go beat this wall down and grab the hidden loot. Neither of which was particularly amazing. Alright, this door here, locked by the Ethereals. Unfortunately, we don't have the reputation to do that quest, and there's kind of no point in normal. You do get a skill point out of it, actually, in ultimate difficulty, but only in ultimate difficulty. Coming up on level 2, just before I go into level 2, I do like to poke my head in this way and beat down this chest as well. So this is a slightly fancy chest. I'm 99% sure it's not an Exalted Stash, but it did just drop me a blue, so keep that in mind. I'm pretty sure it's the equivalent of a Hidden Spoils chest. Alright, welcome to the Fleshworks. Yes. So you can hear Theoden there. Respected with Malmouth. Love to see that. Honored with Black Legion. Okay. You guys hold that thought. Oh, you're all dead. But I'll be right back. Honored with Black Legion is something you want to immediately drop everything. Come over here to Talia and grab the Writ of the Black Legion. Now, there may be some other goodies that you're interested in. Probably not, but maybe. A medal with +2. That's actually not bad. I think I'm going to stick with the Mark of Nacrathan because I want the Chaos Res. And +3 to Inquisitor Seal is quite nice, but +2 to Stormbox is pretty good as well. Just have a quick flick through these. I don't expect to find any lightning stuff. Got some pet things, some Aether. Yeah, no, none of that. None of that. What I can do, though, since I'm in the area, may as well sell all of this rubbish, all this junk. Also, resistance potions. If you're having issues getting your resistances maxed out, definitely worth using. Go ahead and use that. And that does mean that I have access to a new Black Legion quest, which I will do after I kill Theoden. And potentially forget about until next episode. If you don't see me do that quest, go ahead and yell at me in the comments so as I'll remember to do it. I'm not saying I will forget, but I also won't be surprised. Alright, we've got a boss here. This is Warden Krieg version 2. So, Fleshweaver Krieg now. Same guy, different body. So when we were fighting him in Act 1 and he said, what did he say? You might destroy this body, but you can't truly kill me or something like that? Well, he was correct. Okay, birthing success. Yeah, I'm gonna let you read that, but it's a little bit kind of sick. If this is something you're interested in, there's some lore for you. And let's go ahead and close that. We're going to burn this place down. And we're not going to zoom in on any of the walls here. It's giving Duke Nukem vibes. Alright, 1 point in physique, no skill points left, no devotions left. So we've got basically 3 things we need to kill in order to finish the expansion. Here's one of them. This is Hagelvar the Bonemonger. I'm surprised by how much damage this build does, actually. I was expecting to not have the damage. Vengeance is +1 to Inquisitors. Okay. Level 60 required. I'm nearly there. However, this is definitely not a lightning relic. But I may end up using that to avoid farming reputation. I'm pretty sure you only need Honored with Malmouth to get the blueprint for the relic that I actually want. So I may just go ahead and farm it anyway. Alright, here's the second of the 3 we need to kill. Rudalgar, the Flesh Collector. Down he goes. I do want to go and check out the bottom right corner of this area before we move in and kill the third of the 3. Because there is some loot hidden in the walls, and there's some other stuff as well, but I like this thing. Or this little section here. You got to beat down 2 different walls, and when you have done so, you get some rubbish trash loot that you can sell. There's also Old Mate in the cell over here. Here he is. Hagarond. We'll see if they add anything to do with him in Fangs. But so far, at least as far as I'm aware, there is nothing he's good for. Okay, Ethereal Rift is open. The Teeth Door is also open. There we go. One last check. Definitely make sure your Aether and Lightning resistances are capped. Everything else should also be capped, but if you can't get 100% on Bleeding, it's probably fine. Same with Vitality and Chaos. But yeah, I fully expect to stand in front of him and blow him up and not have to move. So let's see how we go. Also, if you're having trouble with resistances, don't forget the resistance potions. Alright, there we go. So regeneration's up to 1.5 a second. Love to see that. And he's just going to tick. Tick, tick, tick. Look at all these crits. Where's my crit chance against him, actually? 16%. Yeah, you say that. Just keep refreshing this. As soon as he is targetable, we shred his resistances. We put another box on him. Put an Inquisitor Seal underneath him. Look at his health bar just evaporating. Second form, I don't think does anything particularly scary. I am standing in goop here. My health bar is just not moving at all. His final form, or his third phase here, he is going to sunder me if I'm not careful. So I need to watch when he jumps up into the air. When he comes down, there'll be a pool of goop on the ground. That pool will sunder. He's probably going to have enough time to do it once, maybe even twice. There we go. I didn't actually notice the health bar moving at all. So, changes nothing, but that was probably one of the easier kills of him I've had. So, pretty happy with that. +1 to Occultist. Technically an option that would not be horrible. But, yeah, 2 skill points. Probably not the best. Not the best, most useful use of the relic slot. Okay, Dementia. Definitely something I seem to be suffering from. And the Black Hand of Sanar Sin. Is this the finger? No, it's not. Conjure Devourer. Okay, pet stuff. So he didn't really drop anything interesting at all. His Monster Infrequent is the Heart of Theoden Marcel. Flesh Warp Strikes there basically gives you a really weak Aether version of Cadence. It's incredibly, incredibly weak. In fact, I can't even really say it's Cadence, but it is a default attack replacer. So if you're doing Aether melee, this may be something you're interested in. I did use this on a Death Knight for a while, but I mean, spend the points in cadence, it's much better. Okay, so that is pretty much Malmouth done. Black Iron Docks, I think I'll have access to here. And I do want to talk to Rivia here. The Ethereals are using them. Yes, 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 I've destroyed the factory. So we get a bunch of reputation, probably some XP, at 10,000 XP, and a few components. Okay, we get the Rift Warp Grass. So you get a random purple here. Doombolt proc there is not horrible. It is definitely the wrong damage type. That's fine. Also, if you have any gear that changes Doombolt to lightning damage, I know this proc says that it is a granted skill called Doombolt, but anything that applies to the skill does not apply to this. So if you want that Vitality and Chaos to be lightning, you need to find Global Conversion. Global Conversion being... Do I have any, actually? Yeah, here we go. On the belt, see how it says Aether damage converted to Elemental? You would need Vitality or Chaos damage converted to either lightning or Elemental. I am kind of tempted by these gloves because of the armor value and the fact that it has +2 to Doombolt and a bunch of health. How badly do I need that Elemental? I don't at all, actually, so I am going to swap that in. And let's see if I can... Definitely need to do the Black Iron Docks. Let's see if I've got a spare one of those. Yep, there we go. So resistance is still capped. Gained myself 300 odd armor. Did lose 4% over the whole sort of build. Actually lost a little bit of health, but that amount of armor is definitely a good thing to get. And the Doombolt proc, yeah, it's the wrong damage type. But it's kind of okay. We are shredding Aether and Chaos a little bit, or Chaos a little bit. So I'm sort of okay with it. Don't think I need that anymore. Definitely don't need all those. Let's go ahead and clean out the inventory a little bit. I am... Probably should use these, but I think I need the resistances. Yeah, definitely. You know what? We'll just sell those. Rings and stuff I'll hang on to for a little bit longer. And the rest of this stuff can go, because I'm just not going to use it. Okay, Black Iron Docks. But, before we do Black Iron Docks, let's go see if we get access to a Doombolt weapon. I mean, not that we have access to Doombolt, but you never know. This is the wrong place. We want Fort Icon for Black Legion quest. Okay, I think we actually need Revered. Let's have a look. What do you need? I will deal with this threat. Okay, the Herald of Destruction. So this is actually the one I wanted. Beautiful. Herald of Destruction lives in the Immolation here. And this is going to kill a few people. Alright. This is one of the more dangerous areas in the game. Make sure you have a couple of Aether clusters. Make sure you have them on your bar, because you may need to push them in a panic. Everything max, good armor, all that sort of stuff. You should be fine. Alright. So we are not down there. We are heading off to the side here. See all this Aether fire? We're going for a jog through that. See Doombolt there. Warlocks. Not bad. Okay. So when you run through here, there's going to be a little point off to the side. That's where I'm going to stop. And I suggest you do as well. This one right here. See, I haven't had to use a potion. I haven't had to use a cluster. We can get here. We can regen all of our health. Any buttons we had to push. So I want to keep the heal here active or available. And then we just go click on that and we're in. Now this section here, there is a lot of Aether on the floor. They are going to be doing a lot of extra fire damage. The trick is to find somewhere to stand and just murder everything in sight. Then move to the next place that's safe to stand. Murder everything in sight again. And keep an eye on your health bar as well. See how I'm just here, I'm not taking damage. As soon as you stand on the Aether, suddenly you start taking damage again. I mean, everybody is probably familiar with Aether Floor at this point. Love the sound of Doombolt. Even if it's only a proc, it still sounds really, really good. Alright, so I'm looking for the Herald of Destruction. He's going to be sort of towards the middle of this area, and I'm just making my way carefully through here. Kill off everything you can before you get to him. Dude just got one-shotted running around a corner. The Doombolt, even though it's the wrong damage type, it's still a big enough number at this point in the game that it doesn't matter, it still kills things. One of the great things about this area is there is just a crazy amount of Aether Crystals available, and you know what I say, that you can never have enough of them. Let's go get the boss. He should be... there he is. Alright, so he hasn't really done much of anything, and he's already at half... well, he was already at half health. We'll just keep working him down. Make sure, hopefully no one's healing him. Those mages. Alright, so this is the guy we're going to be farming for our weapon. You definitely don't need to get the plus Doombolt stuff right now. So if you're not confident coming in here to get this weapon, you can hold off. Okay, all of the bonuses on this weapon is converting Doombolt entirely over to lightning, adding a ton of bonuses or bonus lightning damage to Doombolt, Doombolt skill points. This is definitely a lightning biased weapon. So I'm going to use this because it has global chaos to lightning. But if you're not up to the point yet, similar to me, where you have access to Doombolt, because I'm still easily 10 levels away, then you don't have to come in here just yet. And in fact, you may want to not come in here specifically to avoid potentially getting yourself killed on the Aether Fire. But this is a decent weapon. I've rolled rubbish affixes on this one, so I'll probably have to kill a few more of them. For now, however, let's report back to Spellbreaker Moira. There is some more Aether Clusters there, and I know I did say you can't have enough of them, so I should go and do it. There's also a guaranteed dynamite up in the top left corner, so I should go back for that as well. Herald of Destruction is dead, Ancient Armor Plate, Spellwoven Threads, and a ton of Black Legion reputation. Where are we up to for them? B for Black Legion. No, is it T for the Black? It is. Alright, so we're nowhere near revered, but we're working our way along there. I will probably farm a couple more of these in between episodes, and I will come back and show you all the loot at the beginning of the next one. I will hang on to this one for now, but actually, I'm not going to. It's rubbish. There is no chance I use that. I want a damage proc on it, so I want something like Mage Storm, something like... I think you can get a Rituals on there. I want some sort of damage proc there, though. Last thing I want to do this episode is the Black Iron Docks for Corinia here and for Reputation. Let's just actually have a look here. Where are we? Vendetta. This is the one I want to get my hands on. This one requires... well, we're already at Respected, so yeah, it does only need Honored, which is good. So 3,000 Reputation. I may just farm totems. There is unfortunately only 2 totems in all of the city. So the better way, in my opinion, is get the Tor Exterior bounty, and then go do loops in the Crown Hill area. Is it Crown Hill? Yeah, it's Crown Hill. I'll probably show that once before the end of the episode, so if you're interested in how to do that, then stick around. There's probably not going to be any good drops out of that. I mean, maybe there'll be some good drops, but probably not. Alright, let's run through here. One of the great things about this, and also one of the downsides, is everything's dead. So there's kind of nothing to do, but there's also nothing to get in the way and gum up the doorways and stuff like that. So nice, smooth run. Apart from the stairs. Stairs are just an absolute nightmare. Whether they're alive or dead, stairs are definitely one of the bigger hurdles. Okay, welcome to the Black Iron Docks. And our mission here is to murder everything to death and then just walk out like we own the place. So, let's go ahead and do that. One of the great things about this, you don't actually have to kill all this stuff. I'm going to turn the loot off at this point because there's going to be a lot of it. This is the section that you actually have to kill. Specifically all this rubbish coming out of the ground. All of these guys, you don't really have to kill them, strictly speaking. Do keep your eye out for Arrakis, or Arcanus, or whatever his name is. The guy with the big purple crossed out circle thing above his head. Here he is. Arcanus. Definitely want to make sure he goes down pretty quickly. The rest of this stuff is fairly whatever. Nothing too scary aside from Arrakis. If you leave him alone for too long, he'll strip all your buffs off and then you just die. He can't strip off the Inquisitor's Circle though, although he will take the buff off temporarily. At least I'm pretty sure he takes the buff off. Don't quote me on that actually, I could be wrong there. Alright, quest complete. Let's have a look at the loot. And it's rubbish. Okay, no loot actually. So I'm just going to grab whatever's on the floor and we'll go turn it in. And then I'm going to see if I can find the Tor Exterior bounty as well. The docks are ours. What else can we do? Okay. We don't have Honored with these guys yet. Malmouth Resistance. Once you get to Honored, there is another quest to kill off the Council. By the time we get there, though, I won't need Reputation with these guys anymore, which is unfortunate. I mean, it's good that I won't need the Reputation anymore, but it would be nice to be able to do that quest for Reputation that I actually need. Okay, Physique. Chuck that in there. Points here. I think we just go in here. I may end up taking those points out because I'm only really using Curse of Frailty on heroes and bosses. So an extra 4 points in here would get me to Dune Bolt 2 levels earlier. We'll see how we go. No devotion points. Okay. Bounties. Generally speaking, do not recommend doing bounties in normal. And I'm actually not going to turn this in. This is just to get... I'm looking specifically for Tor Exterior. Actually, this one is easy. This is probably not worth doing. However, I do have an Ethereal Missive. And turning it in for some reputation... Well, let's just show you why I don't recommend doing bounties. So you get some XP, which is all well and good, some irons, whatever. 75. This is the reputation you get. You go kill one enemy hero, and you'll get most of that. You kill one enemy boss or skull-type monster, you'll get more than that. So these are definitely not great. What do we got? No. Next one. All right. They only offer you 5, then you have to leave and come back in and they'll offer you 5 more. So the one you're looking for is, like I said, Tor Exterior. Powerful Ethereal. Where are we? Here we go. An Ethereal Ascendant by the name Tor Exterior has been spotted. Just accept this. We're going to kill her because she's in the loop that I'm about to run. But don't turn this in. You want to exit to menu, come back in, run the loop again. She will be there again. If you turn it in, she stops spawning. At least until you get the bounty again. So that is what I'm doing. Now I'm going to show you pretty much all of the spots where she spawns. Or he, it might be a he, I'm not sure. Whatever. Technically speaking, all of these guys probably not amazingly worth killing. But they are all worth a reputation, and enough 1s and 2s eventually will add up to couple thousand that I need. So this area here, you've got a big loop you can run, and there is also... Can you get out of the doorway, please? There is also a totem in this area, so we can do that. And the more heroes you find, which we definitely want to be killing, the more reputation you get. So this guy here drops just about every monster infrequent there. He's 35, so killing him was about half of the reputation gain that one of these bounties gets, so they're not worth turning in. First place for Tor Exterior is actually up here, so I've already been through the potential location. The next one is up here. Once again, how do stairs work? It's not home today, or at least not here. That's fine, just means I get to show a few more spots. Let's actually bring up the map here, just to make sure. I'm pretty sure I know where they all are, but I'm also pretty sure I missed one last time, so just gonna make sure. Just gonna make sure. Alright, all of this stuff, absolutely worth killing. Watch the door. Here comes Valexteria. Okay, so I definitely want to be watching for the Sunder. Watch for the Meteor. There it is. Make sure you're evading it. Throw down another... what are these? What's this thing called? Another Inquisitor Seal. And dodge the Meteor again. Alright, Valexteria's Arcane Robes. Lightning to Fire. Don't use this. And Ascended Authority is okay, I guess. Let's go ahead and run up here. There's another spot just over that way where we can check for Tor Exterior. Valexteria is generally a good argument for running this area, even if you don't have the bounty. Is Tor Exterior up here today? She is not. Okay. Well, there's one more spot kind of over sort of here-ish somewhere, which we're going to get to. Unfortunately, it does mean we have to take the long way. I'm actually going to reset back to here and just head out the north way. Pretty sure this is the only other place. Let me have a look at the map. Hang on. Maybe I'll have a look at the map here in a second. Let's not go ahead and get myself killed. So I want to get over this way. We can go, yeah, through all of this maze. Alright, stairs. How do they work? Actually pretty well this time. Wasn't too bad. Stairs being blocked up by these jerks, though, is kind of annoying. That's another hero. Love to see that. Thank you. The other thing you can do for getting reputation with the Malmouth Resistance, now that we have met them, is any ethereal totem can potentially spawn these guys. Ethereal Vanguard rather than just ethereals. So you can go and do the ancient Aetherwarp totem in the Rotting Croplands. There's Tor Exterior. Lovely. Anywhere there is Aether totems, you can absolutely go and do them. The one in the Warden's Laboratory, unfortunately, is too low level. But if you had Elite or... why is this... This thing doesn't exist when you're playing pets. You can go and do them if you have Elite or Ultimate unlocked. Okay, what did I get out of that? Where are we? Malmouth Resistance, 1,500. So I think that was actually pretty close to half. Let's go ahead and do it again. Probably could have ran down and killed Theoden again. That would be another 300 or 400 from killing him, Rodalgar and Haggle, whatever his name is. The other good place to pop in is the outskirts here. So if you were watching the previous series I did, we were farming this area because there's often a hero here. You can also sometimes find a hero on these steps. Much less common there. Usually there's maybe 1 in 3 chance to get one in there. You can also come out here. There's often heroes in this... Well, there's one now. So you can come out here. We'll go ahead and kill him. But the big one, the money shot, as it were, is just out here. We can go down into the sewers and we can kill, not Tor exterior. What's his name? I farmed this guy forever. Who are you? Turnox. I can't believe I forgot that. I've literally spent probably real life days at this point farming this guy for the Krieg set in Ultimate. And I forgot his name. But anyway, big chunk of reputation with him. Reputation with Black Legion as well. That is one of the good things about farming this particular reputation, i.e. Malmouth, is that you just get you get Black Legion reputation as well. Okay, so one trip through the circle. We're starting at 1400. Let's see what we actually get for just doing the circle. Just a reminder that I am doing this in order to get my hands on the blueprint for Vendetta, which is quite good. It's going to give us a damage proc. It's going to give us +1 to Inquisitor skills, which is damage, it's defense, it's all the good things. The damage proc is quite good as well. I think, did I mention there's a damage proc? Because, yeah, there's definitely a damage proc there. Alright, let's head out here. No totem? Sorry, there is a totem. I don't know how I didn't see that. The previous time there was no totem. This time we've got a totem. One of the bad things about these is any Aether Warp totem can give you these guys, the Ethereal Vanguard, but it can also give you regular Ethereals, which do not give you reputation, which is why I'm not really chasing totems and more doing laps of this area. Inscribed Braces could be good. I did just change my gloves, though. Yeah, these are not horrible. Decent-ish armor. The Elemental Seal is when you're hit, which is not great. But they are definitely an option. Elemental Seal is quickly becoming one of my favorite procs on gear. Even if it's maybe not the most effective for... I mean, elemental damage in general is not great. Let's just put it that way. Treasure Trove. I forgot these things were here. I'll take it. Faith's Guard, definitely not going to wear. But we can continue our loop here. Where is it? I think it's just here is another potential location for the totem. And let's see if we can't get a few of these guys out of here. Beautiful. Keep pushing through. Aether Crystal. I will actually get to Honored after this as well, so we could go and kill the Council. Giant's Blood rank 10, okay, more regen. Speaking of, there it is. 15% chance when hit. Active every 30 seconds, I believe. It's not the most reliable, but it's free healing. Hey, 2 heroes. Love to see this. Beautiful. Alright, and we've made it here, so we're about halfway around the loop. How we doing for reputation? About 300 so far. Not amazing, but better than a poke in the eye with a blunt stick as well. Here's another hero. Definitely going to be killing him. Chillmane Mantle. No, but also I will show it. Howling Wind proc. Chance to freeze things when hit. Yeah, that's actually not horrible. Still haven't ran into my good friend Tor Exterior yet. I think there's a lore node in one of those. I should go grab it. Am I crazy? I might be crazy. There's definitely a lore node up here somewhere. Maybe not this side, maybe it's over here. This one definitely has a lore node. Here we go. That is also not Tor Exterior. But that's alright. It's more reputation for me. Lots of... Okay, how much do I care about that Sunder? Is my health bar moving? Go ahead and Sunder me again. Watch my health bar. I hit the wall. Okay. No, fair enough. Fair enough. I stood in the wrong place. I think I don't care about Sunder anymore. Almost max level on the, yeah, there's the law note. Almost max level on the Inquisitor Seal means I just don't take damage. 2 more heroes. Love to see this. Ascended Cowl, once again, where are all the pet helmets when I actually want them? They just straight up don't exist most of the time. Okay, it's not here, so 2 more spots to check. Going kind of backwards through the zone just really messes with my head. Okay, let's start throwing storm boxes out. I can't turn this on again, unfortunately. I would love to get another couple of heroes out of it. These mages are always good to kill. Sometimes you get a hero in here as well, which would be ideal. Not today, however. I'm going to go check up here, and then we'll complete the loop. Alright, definitely not there, so there's only one more place to check. Come on in, or just die in the doorway, that also works. So, pretty much guaranteed to be here. Yep, there he or she or it is. To our exterior, down you go. Mistwalker leggings, these things are an absolute trap, but they are also amazingly good pants. I say they're a trap because good luck taking them off if you put them on. Which I will be putting them on. Guaranteed I'm going to wear these. Somehow. I definitely don't have enough bleeding resistance, but I can get poison and bleeding, I think, from Devil's Crossing on my jewelry. So definitely going to go ahead and do that. How am I doing for reputation? Very, very close. I think one more run should do it. I am going to hit the Outskirts Rift, though. Any heroes over here? Nope. Any over here? Nope. Let's go find Turnox. Any heroes in here? Not today, that's fine. How about you guys? Nope, no heroes. Go kill Turnox. Definitely has some fun extras there. Is Turnox here today? Not this particular spot today. What about the second spot? Here he is. So once again I find myself farming Turnox. Unfortunately this time he's not going to drop me pieces of the Krieg set. Alright, and that's it, we're done. So this will be the last trip around. I guess we'll find out this episode if people really meant it when they said they were happy with longer episodes, because we've already gone over, but that's kind of okay. Alright, I'm going to go this way. I'm going to hope for a lot of heroes from that totem. I'm also going to hope for more heroes along the way. Turtle shell rank 16, love to see it, love to see it. Let's see if we can work out how stairs work today. Beautiful. Alright, there's level 59. Points in the bar. What do we actually get access to? Lightning Strike for the bird, we don't care. Second right for Witchfire, we don't care. Destruction, yeah, no, don't care. That is perfectly fine. Got the totem out here. Let's go ahead and pop this like it's hot. Okay, 2 heroes. Perfect. Can I get... No, just 2. Alright, +1 to soldier skills, Berserker's Cowl. None of this particularly amazing. Um, Running out of inventory space. Let's just go ahead and vendor this stuff and then get back to it. Making sure not to turn this in. If you turn it in, basically you just jipping yourself out of a bunch of free reputation. Obviously, if you do want to hang on to any of these blues or what have you, then feel free. Most of them you'll either equip straight away or you just won't use them. I just sold the Mistwalker leggings as well, didn't I? Yep, okay, I guess I'm not using those then. Oh, that's fine, they'll drop again. They are very, very common. Damn, they're really nice pants. Ah well. She'll be apples. Let's go kill some mages. I'm definitely enjoying the Word of Pain still, although it's not quite as easy as it used to be. It's not just auto-deleting whole screens anymore, which is, I mean, it's fine. But I would like it if it just auto-deleted whole screens. That would be great. Alright, how are we looking? Should be getting fairly close, right? 270. At this point, I can more or less just run around cursing things with Word of Pain, and that'll probably get me there pretty quickly. Just for completeness sake, though, I'll show you where the other totem is in Malmouth. Oh, it's right there. It has one of 3 spawn locations. So a couple of different places to check. This one is the easiest to check because, well, it's right there. Can you just please get out of the way? Alright, picked up another hero here, which is great. And this is unfortunately just a regular Aether Warped. And we've got regular Ethereal, so this just does not count. Doesn't count at all. Very unfortunate. Iskandra's Balance, Elixir of the Ancients. Good to have. Kind of whatever. The other places you could check, there's a Forsaken one. I think it's actually here, just in front of these stairs. And there is an Ancient one here. So Forsaken, Ancient, or just a regular one. And whichever one you spawn, you'll only ever get one of them. Let's go this way since I already went the other way. We've got to be getting close here. Nicely maimed there, so I run slower. One of the most annoying debuffs in the game. I'd almost rather have Resistance Shred than run speed debuff. I don't know if I'm willing to stand behind that, but almost. There's 52 with Black Legion. It's the wrong one, but, you know, I'll take it. We do have Valexteria as well, so that's another big chunk. Plus, this pack out the front of Valexteria's little house is almost always very, very large, shall we say. So this should be enough. Valexteria, I think I don't care about your Sunder. Go ahead and Sunder me. Or not, or don't. Necrosis is actually pretty good. Resistance Shred of all types. I think it's activatable though. Honored with the Malmouth Resistance. Okay, we are done. Now let's go look at the blueprint and discover that we need a whole bunch of rare items. Kilrian Soul, no doubt. Let's just see. I can turn this one in now. I don't care about Thoraxteria anymore. You know what? I'm gonna not do your quest just for the moment. What I am going to do is I am going to buy that, and I am going to buy Vendetta. Blood of Chthon, Fervor. Okay, where do I get Fervor from? Let's see how we go. Can I just make it? If you would just let me make it, that'd be great. Nope, don't have fervor. Okay. I'm cheating here. I'm looking it up. But I want to end the episode having already got the blueprint. Fervor comes from the Coven or from Homestead, so probably the Coven. Actually, how are we doing for Homestead is honored. Coven is probably also honored. Coven's respected. Let's just go to Homestead. So just need fervor, I think. The actual recipe for Vendetta didn't look too bad, as long as fervor isn't silly. Fervor needs blood of Chthon, crack loads. Nah, okay, beautiful. We are in business. Let's go get ourselves a nice, shiny new relic. Fervor. Bingo, bango, bongo. Vendetta. What else do we need? Death chill bolts. I think you can make those by default. There we go. Vendetta. Love to see it. Okay. So I lost 30% elemental resistance, 5% movement speed, which is actually 0% movement speed. I also lost the tranquility. I lost a bunch of stats. However, I rolled really well on the Vendetta there. The completion bonus is +1 to Stormbox of Elgoloth. +1 to Inquisitor is another +1. Cleansing Blade, you can see there, is a bunch of elemental damage. Goes through enemies. You love to see it. Maxed out Inquisitor's Seal. Stormbox could still use a couple more levels, but everything else getting +1 is just, it's great. I'm also thinking I want to take some points out of that now. 8% over, 74% over. No longer doing the Ethereal City, so I could swap back over to Black Tallow. I think I'm going to leave them for now, though. And I'm actually going to end the episode here. So with that said, let's just make sure we've spent all our points. Yeah. Yeah, that's going to be the end of the episode. So I'd like to thank you all very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one, and goodbye for now.